Hello everyone and welcome back to Fermi Paradox. Let's get right back into where we left off last time. We're still going to babysit the Glycians, or the Glycerian cults here, and just try to build... I know the dinosaurs can get to faster light. After the dinosaurs get to faster than light, we only need one more, which means we either have to super babysit the Kular and choose wisdom every time, to try to boost them through that tech tree like crazy, or we have to have one of these other prune colonies send, or even the dinosaurs send a colony ship out and colonize somewhere, which I think might be the quicker option than trying to build the Kular out, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So we're just babysitting the Glycians on Frogstar because their resource scarcity is coming up quite quickly. Growth in Kular. We're going to nip this in the bud. Growth means more population, and they already have an insane amount of population, so dead end it. Major trade routes are blocked when secret armories are claimed to be found among the merchant gangs. Yeah, let's kill it. Kill off that population growth. Get some points for it. Because their resources aren't doing quite well either, so I might have to babysit the Kular. This game is about making choices and sacrifices. The dinosaurs reached the Solar Age. So we're very close with reaching faster than light with the dinosaurs. What do we want here? Advancement's going to cost me nothing, but then I'll have to spend a little bit of time reducing their population. Considering how much their harm potential is, and how much resources they have, I am just going to choose advancement here. Which might give us time to boost the Kular up. Now the dinosaurs are growing quite quickly. But we are just going to keep trying to boost the prune on Frogstar. And get this population growth down before we run out of resources and it becomes a problem. We have a development event. They're building spaceships. War is brewing in the Frogstar system. An authoritarian cult has begun sending exploration vehicles to intimidate independent colonial bases. A resistance begins to form, culminating in a daring mission. Rebel fanatic soldiers are sent to capture their oppressor's starship fleet. Oh boy. The mission is successful. The fleet is in the hands of the rebels. To prevent an all-out war, they leave to find a new home in the Kepler system. Inspired, huge numbers of Glycerians join their great exodus. Yeah, let's spend the 60 points. We'll send out the fleet. It's going to go to Kepler first. And we reduce their population. We reduced their population because half of the people decided to leave in the rebel fleet. So they're going to go to Kepler first, which is here. Which has really no prune left on it at all. 27 million. Compared to the, 20 billion, 40 billion that were in Glycerian, the Glycerian cults, and half of them are now on a fleet of ships. So growth here is stagnant. That means our resources should only slowly go down at the rate they're at. The Kular we're going to have to pay attention to. losing half the population here didn't really do much for our resources. They are still growing. And these guys, the fleet should be quite quick because they are superluminal. So that fleet should move quite quickly. Hopefully it lasts for 70 years. Sol received alien signals. The dinosaurs have a small mining colony on a Class K planet at the border of Sol. This planet is so far flung that it begins to receive the reply to the Kepler signal from the Gliese system. What do we do? Not enthusiasm, either ignorance. I think we're going to do this because their harm potential is already quite high. Their dystopia level has been slowly decreasing. So yeah, we're going to react with hostility and boost our synthesis levels here. Their harm potential is now double their population, but they're growing so quickly that shouldn't matter. What do we want to do now? So how are these guys doing? I still want to reduce this population or get that resource up. The Glycerians are receiving... Alright, I didn't get to read that in time. During their long and boring journey, ships with the Glycerian rebel fleet have begun sending countless broadcasts and messages to each other. When the reply to the Kepler signal that was sent out from the Gliese system arrives, will it get lost in the noise of so much chatter? So this is a reply to the Kepler system from the original homeworld. And I think we choose this. Hostility, just for the points. It boosts their harm potential a little bit, which isn't that high. And it decreases their utopia. Which would be quite funny that the rebels of this highly utopian society are slightly less utopian. Where to now? Probably still here. I want to decrease that. 2%. Should be quite good. The Kular here is where I want to watch next. Because their population is growing insanely quickly. And I want to get that down as quickly as I can. We are going to choose advancement next so they can move to the next level here. Enlightenment and Kepler. The Kepler people are now called the Digital Traveler Survivor Alliance because they had that extinction event where only a couple of them survived. Technology becomes available to make dramatic changes to traveler bodies in only a few hours, including seamlessly changing the biological sex of the body they were born in. Each digital traveler can easily fine-tune their hormone balance, sex organs, and secondary characteristics at will. So, just with a thought in their mind, they'll be able to change so they can change their sex and hormones at will. Let's regular development. Yeah, let's regular development this. I'm going to make them as utopian as possible, but without spending points. The cults here. Nothing. We're still looking for resources on them. And same here. I'm just going to try to boost their tech until we can get that higher and choose any population minus factor that we can. Here we are, new technological age for the Kular. The flow age. The Kular learned how to break off great ice flows from the mainland, using them to transport large numbers across the oceans of Rigel 7. Meanwhile, science leaps forward with the first rationalists proposing bold new explanations for the world that do not rely on religion. So this is the Kular losing their religion. Gosh, I said I was going to choose advancement, but they're going to make me spend 30 points on it, so I don't want that. I think we just go for wisdom and try to boost them to level 5 tech as quickly as possible. Look how quick that goes up. That's significant. Let's go check in on the dinosaurs. See how they're doing. They're growing quite quickly. The prune are doing great now that they don't have any population growth. And I'm going to keep it that way. These prune here, the digital travelers, could use a little bit more growth. They could. 2% is good, though. I like 2%. Saying that, we are going to boost them to 4%. And keep boosting that tech. So the Kulars, who I really want to focus on right now. Oh, we have a development event. Injustice. Wisdom priests learn how to manipulate subatomic particle fields to create unimaginable pain. The device is too delicate to have military applications, but has potential to be used as the most horrific torture method in prune history. Oh boy. Use of the agonizer becomes common punishment for outcasts and criminals. I'm not going to spend 20 points to prevent this. It's literally ethical values, which -1 won't be too bad. -3 even wouldn't be too bad, just for the points. But yeah, we're just going to -1 that. Shouldn't take us down too far there. And it didn't. We lost 5. They're still 90% utopian. Here with the digital travelers, we're going to reduce their harm potential a little bit. Just a little teeny bit. Still very utopian. How are the ships doing? They're halfway to their destination. They got half resources left. And I'm going to choose minus population. I want their population to slowly start going down and see if that will, see if that's enough to increase their level of resources. And we're going to go back to babysitting the Kular. See, the Glees here are still having trouble with their resources. And they do have some growth still. And we have a development event, knowledge. Hypercomputers that operate at faster than light speeds are developed by the Glycerians. The superluminal processing power of these machines can calculate functions that until now seemed mathematically impossible. Now, I consider this is going to be a science event. Yeah, we're not going to make this a pillar. 60 points, we're not making it a pillar. We might even just dead end this. Just for the points. Yeah, let's dead end it. They don't need the tech. And let's dead end their growth. Perfect. Frogstar received signals from their own kind. One of Frogstar 1's most powerful cult leaders is informed that an interstellar signal has been picked up on a secret frequency. After listening to the reply to the Kepler signal, they make a startling discovery. It was broadcast by other prune living in the Gliese system. So now they know that after traveling for so long on those ships, they know that they're still alive. I'm not, or maybe do I? We are. Let's do this. Familiar voice. We're gonna send, we're gonna make them enthusiastic. It's gonna give us a boost to our resources, a boost to everything really. And that more than doubled the amount of resources we had, which is good. Much enjoy. How's it going here on the home world? Pretty good. How's this fleet doing? They have 18 years of stuff left. We're going to reduce their population even more. They should get there in no time, but those resources, they're getting quite scarce. Quite scarce indeed. If I knew where this was for... Oh, now we have that bug. No, we are still gonna let people die there. The prune aren't growing. This is perfect. This is actually perfect society. More than 100 billion, not growing, and their resources, they have 17,000 years left. This was better than the 700 they had. The prune are looking all the same. They all kind of have the same look. The Kular, I don't really notice any changes to them. That sound is annoying. I didn't realize until I had to click on, I was just checking in on all these, how annoying that sound was. But the dinosaurs in the solar age look amazing. They have some kind of suit on, space suit maybe, but it looks like they have solar panels right on their backs. Depopulation in Sol. Interplanetary travel between the planets of the Sol system becomes very frequent. The reactors of these spacecraft produced a lot of toxic waste, and the remains of these deadly materials can be found on the surface of Sol's planets, or floating free through space, sometimes colliding with dinosaur space stations. Let's regular development this. Yeah. Let's do this. I'm not spending the points to prevent it. They already have really high growth. And I believe this will take them down 6%. There we go. So now they're at a growth rate that's manageable. And on to the next. Still kind of got to babysit these guys. I wanted to see what popped up there. And now it's really just babysitting the Kular. How many civilizations did we need? 2 more. The dinosaurs are getting close. The dinosaurs are getting very close to FTL level. So now it's really a Kular or this rebel fleet here that we need to get settled somewhere. They're not going to settle here. The best I can do for them reaching Kepler is to save the points to be able to save them. Now what we can do is if something happens to the Kular, I could kill them off, which would mean that 4 of our 5 civilizations needed to finish the game are going to be pruned. But might be quicker and more fun to do it that way. So destination reached. The Glycerian rebel fleet made contact with the Digital Traveler Alliance, Survivor Alliance. What happens when they make contact? I would love for them to meet and all be friends. Let's communicate. Spend the 10 points. The Glycerians and the Digital Travelers exchange information about each other. After years of intense communication, the Glycerian rebel fleet continues its journey to another star system. Hopefully, here we go, shared resources. Reluctant to share secrets, the species will still agree to help each other. Before they continue their journey, the Glycerians enhance the infrastructure of Kepler-4, and the Digital Travelers give them valuable resources. Both civilizations learn much from each other and share knowledge, wisdom, and technology. Afterwards, they just continue. The Glycerians leave Kepler-4 after tensions grow between them and the Digital Travelers. So no, we're gonna initiate talks. They're reluctant to share all their secrets, but they help each other. Yeah, let's do this. Kepler gets a huge boost to resources and population, which I'm going to reduce here. And the rebel fleet got nothing. I wish it would tell you. I really do wish it would tell you who it boosts. Because we got nothing here but population growth, which fully counteracted the resources. So what's going to happen is we're going to have to kill off the rebel fleet. Because now they're heading to Sol. They're heading to the dinosaurs. Yeah, so we're going to have to kill off that rebel fleet, and we're going to have to just focus here on the Kular. Which are now in the industrial age. What do we need from the Kular? Wisdom again. Push wisdom. We want to boost them up to that next. Oh, the Vex. We finally had sapient life evolve on a planet outside of our core group. I can say 93 points would bring us down to 40. I want to boost. Okay, what are our choices here? So we either have the Arbori, four-legged herbivores that are attuned to echoes and vibrations from very far distances. We have the Batir, rock-climbing plants. They clump together on high cliffs. Or we have the Damanis, roaming the low-atmosphere plateaus of Vexus. These stalkers prey on canyon fauna and drain their blood. So, blood drinkers. rock plants, or I don't know, echolocation herbivores. I think we're going to go for the bloodsuckers just because they're not going to grow quick enough to matter, really, I don't think. And I want those points. So yeah, let's boost them up. We're kind of just going to ignore them. They're going to grow like crazy. But yeah, I think we just ignore them. Soul is receiving alien signals. Robotic servants with sophisticated sensor systems pick up the reply to the Kepler signal of the prune civilization. They treat its decryption like any other task given by their dinosaur masters and are able to interpret the message. Which the dinosaurs are going to... meet with enthusiasm. That'll boost their tech. And it'll keep us above 60 points. The Rebel Fleet destruction. Okay, here it is. We knew this would happen. The Glycerian Rebel Fleet rapidly approaches a black hole that has gone undetected by the hypercomputers. The crew remains blissfully unaware that their ships are about to be torn apart by the singularity. And I think I'm just going to let them walk right into it for 40 points. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. By the time the captains realize the danger they are in, the entire rebel fleet is torn apart. 40 points. Kills off 20 billion prune in the world. They would have died from resource exhaustion a year anyway. So yeah, complete extinction. The rebel fleet walked into a black hole and got obliterated. So now it's just up to the Kular or the Damani, or unless the Prune want to send out another set of ships. We gotta boost the Kular here. And the digital travelers reach the singularity age. The digital travelers create machines capable of recursive self-improvement. These constructs can build even more powerful copies of themselves autonomously, growing their potential with each generation. The path to true artificial intelligence is here. Alright. What do we do? I think their growth is already quite significant. But I don't... Yeah, I think we just go for advancement. It's gonna boost their population up to a ridiculous level. But it also boosted our resources, so they're good for a while. Which means I can focus here on the Kular a little bit. No, I like where their population's at. The growth. If anything, I would like to decrease it, not increase it, so... And the dinosaurs have reached the next age, light speed, so dinosaurs are up to light speed. Which means we choose advancement, because it costs us nothing. Yeah, let's do that. Double our resources, and what would that be? Triple the growth? Or quadruple the growth. Consumption. Hyperspace Freeport. Hyperspace isn't under the domain of any wood quadrant, and therefore is not subject to trading laws. To circumvent regulations and tariffs on interplanetary trade, an enterprising prune subspace merchant starts to exchange off-star assets and antimatter during hyperjump. Let's prevent that. We're going to prevent anything that requires us to lose resources. We're going to prevent. What's happening here? Nothing. Look how quickly their tech's going up, though. That's good. It's a good sight to see. Good sight to see there. We're going to let that keep going up like it is. Because we're going to push these guys into the next tech levels as quickly as possible. The game really wants me to increase the population here. The game is like, come on. Kill yourself off real quick. Do it. The Glycerian cults. Reduction. Powered by Q-foam. After much investigation, the Glycerians have mastered the micro-fluctuations of space-time known as quantum foam. Their colonial scientists have now created a technology that can utilize these small changes to generate energy, essentially making it possible for matter itself to provide power by simply existing. And I'm sure you guys could guess what I'm going to choose here. Same thing with all resources. I always choose the same thing. More resources. So obviously it's going to be one of these two choices. You'll have to figure out next time if I'm willing to spend that 60 points. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.